Not every founder is out there shouting from the rooftops. Some of them, they build quietly, with real intention, focused on creating something that lasts. This is the story of that kind of founder, and their journey to protect their life's work, and how they found a much smarter way to get it done.
This quote right here, it just perfectly sets the stage. See, it's not really about the city of Naples itself. It captures the whole mindset, the whole vibe of the entrepreneur at the heart of our story. Everything they do is deliberate and focused. No hype, just action.
So, who exactly is this founder we're talking about? Let's take a second and properly meet this persona, the Naples founder, and dig into what makes their way of building a business so different. Yeah, this founder is definitely not chasing a quick flip. They're in it for the long haul, building a legacy. And a lot of the time, they're bootstrapped, meaning they're self-funded. So every single dollar has a job to do, Especially when it comes to something like legal protection. They're not looking for some high-pressure salesperson. They need a steady, guiding hand.
Okay, but here's the catch. This careful, quiet way of doing things creates a pretty big challenge. When you have an amazing idea, how do you protect it without making a ton of noise? This is the central problem our founder really has to figure out.
And this is such a classic paradox, isn't it? You build your company inside this small circle of trust, your partners, a few early customers, some advisors. But in those same tight-knit communities, word travels, and it travels fast. The very trust that helps you build can suddenly become a weakness if your idea gets out before you're ready for it to.
This brings us to a really crucial shift in thinking. For this kind of founder, a patent isn't some big press release to shout about their invention. No, it's a strategic move. It's about control, about planting a flag in the ground and saying, "This is mine." That way, they can share their work with confidence, not with fear.
So the founder knows they need protection, but let's be honest, the traditional legal world can be super intimidating, right? All that jargon and confusion, it leads them to look for a totally new approach, one that puts clarity above everything else. And wow, when you put the old way and the new way side by side, the difference is like night and day. On one side, you've got this dense legal language, slow response times, just a whole lot of friction. And on the other, a modern approach that's built from the ground up to be fast, clear, and really collaborative. It's a fundamental change to the whole experience.
So, what does this new approach actually feel like? Well, it means using plain English, not confusing legal speak. It means using smart systems to be efficient, but, and this is key, always having experienced attorneys involved to make sure the patent is rock solid. And for our bootstrapped founder, this last one is huge: transparent pricing. No vague bills, no scary surprises that could completely wreck their budget. And here's the real takeaway. This clarity, it's not just about feeling less stressed out. It is a genuine business advantage. When a founder truly gets what they own and why it's protected, they can make way smarter decisions about everything, from partnerships to their overall company strategy. The patent stops being this mysterious document and becomes a powerful tool in their toolbox. All right, this leads us to a really important evolution in how we think about this stuff. We're moving beyond the idea of just filing some paperwork. We're talking about strategically building a durable, long-term business asset. Okay, so that's the goal, right? But how do you actually do it? How do you make sure the protection you get today is still going to be relevant and valuable years from now as your business grows and inevitably changes? Well, there's a clear, methodical process for this. It all starts with a super deep dive, understanding not just what the invention does, but why it's so valuable. Then it's about drafting it with one eye on the competition, thinking about how others might try to get around it. Next up, you gotta future-proof it, protecting not just the product you have today, but the versions you'll have tomorrow. And finally, you tie it all together, making sure the whole patent strategy lines up directly with the business plan. And the payoff for doing all this work? It's huge. The patent is completely transformed. It's no longer just some passive document sitting in a drawer somewhere. It becomes an active tool you can use for leverage, something that can boost your valuation, help you negotiate better partnerships, and really solidify your place in the market. And finally, this whole journey, it isn't about a one-time transaction. Not at all. It's about the founder finding a true long-term partner who really gets their vision and can support them as they grow. And that support has to evolve right along with the business. For a founder who's just starting out, it's all about making the right moves early on. But for a more established company, it's about continuity so they don't have to start from scratch every time. The support system adapts to whatever the business needs at that moment. And this is where it all comes together. The clarity, the strategy, the partnership. It's all designed to prepare the founder for those make-or-break moments that can define a company's entire future. So when an investor, or a partner, or a potential buyer sits across the table and asks, "So, what's protected?" the founder can answer with complete and total confidence. So when you boil it all down, what did our founder actually get from this whole journey? This chart sums it up perfectly. First and foremost, it's about gaining control over their intellectual property. That control, in turn, builds confidence. And it's all built on a solid foundation of clarity, which ultimately gives them what every founder desperately needs: peace of mind, so they can get back to doing what they do best, building their business.
And that brings us to our final thought. It's a question that every innovator, every entrepreneur should probably ask themselves. Are you just checking a box for today? Or are you strategically building an asset that will protect and grow with the future you're working so hard to create? Definitely something to think about.